Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to reading for the week of July 8th. We're going to jump right in here. You have this Y card and this message in a bottle card. I do feel like you could be getting some answers to something. It's almost like you are discovering like a recipe. It's like that's kind of like the answers that I feel here is that you're discovering like how to do something or you're discovering the secret to success here, something like that, right? And I would pay attention to any messages that you're receiving, like in your dreams, daydreams, from people, from random people on the street, whatever. Because again, I feel like it looks to me like you're receiving some information that could be very helpful for you. You have the King of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the Seven of Wands. The King of Pentacles kind of says that you are maybe more focused on your finances at this time. I also feel like you are focused on building a skill. The thing with the King of Pentacles is that he has these grapes on his cloak, and the grapes in the tarot, they represent something that's like very difficult to grow, and so it can represent developing a skill that is hard for most people, but is something that you can do very well. So if you're learning a skill that is like harder for or at least like challenging for people, this could be a good sign that you're kind of like moving in the right direction to improve your finances. The King of Pentacles is also pointing, down to the Wheel of Fortune, with the Magician is pointing towards the Wheel of Fortune. So if you're like learning a skill, going back to school, any of those things, this could change your fortunes with the Wheel of Fortune. We also have the King and Queen of Pentacles. So if you're looking for love, you have the Two of Cups right here. You could be discovering kind of like your perfect match. It could definitely be an earth sign, but I do feel kind of like a little bit of love here. You have the Justice card, and again, I do feel like water signs in particular are going to be very focused on kind of balancing out their finances in the month of July, and I also feel there are a lot of really good opportunities for water signs to balance out their finances in the month of July. So I would be paying attention to like your spending and things like that, but there also might be like little habits that you could develop or new ways of saving money or whatever that you could learn about, and I feel those things will make all the difference in the world. I kind of feel you have the Ace of Swords here. Ace of Swords is very focused and very simple, and so little like simple things will add up is kind of what the Ace of Swords is saying to me, especially with your finances. So if you want to have a victory with your money, I would pay attention to like little simple rules or little simple habits, because I think that's what will create the balance with this energy for sure. You also have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of kind of drawing a line in the sand, and it's a card of boundaries. And so you could be kind of protecting yourself at this time. Again, this doesn't have to be a bad thing. The Seven of Wands is drawing a line in the sand. He's just saying, this is what I'm willing to have in my life. You're kind of like setting the rules for yourself, and you're saying, I'm not going to let anything else like into my life, anything that's below or after this line in the sand. So I kind of feel like a lot of you are protecting yourself. I feel like you're in protection mode. You even go up to the Ace of Swords, which is kind of like having your sword up. The Justice card has his sword up. It's just something that's standing out to me in the reading is the sword up. And again, I think this is a good thing. It's like you're just drawing boundaries so that bad things don't happen, or so that you don't basically so you can just protect yourself is what I'm trying to say. With that King of Pentacles, yes, you have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, definitely a solid love offer. So if you want love, I would put yourself out there, of course. I would say that this is probably communication. So you might start just talking to a person, and then it goes from there. I would say if it's not an earth sign, it's probably a person that has a lot of earth in their chart or something. We see a lot of earth here, mostly, here and here. So again, it could be an earth sign. It could be anything. I feel like it's been a little bit slow. Knight of Pentacles to the Hangman. So again, maybe this is a person that's like had their eye on you at work, or, with the Pentacles card, it could be a person you're meeting in work or at business, or, at your job or whatever it is that you do. And like I said, this looks like a very solid connection. I really like the King and Queen of Pentacles because, while they can be a little bit boring, they both want to work towards the same thing, and they both want stability. So, it looks like a person who wants to be stable. With the Justice card, you have the King of Cups. Yeah, it could be like a water with earth, or earth with water sign, something like that. I feel like this is talking about your emotions, though. you could be balancing out your emotions, and I do believe our emotions affect our reality. And the King of Cups has explored his emotions on a very deep level. And so I feel that you exploring your emotions and how you feel about things and kind of like working on your emotions so that you can create a better life would be a really good idea with that King of Cups energy. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, I just think you're walking away from things that no longer serve you. I think you're putting boundaries up against things that no longer serve you. And this is helping you create your own reality. I mean, this right here is like creating a destiny or, I think you already have a personal vision for your life. I always say that the Wheel of Fortune is your destiny in the sense that it is your personal vision for your life, like where you see your life going. And so I feel like you already kind of like have a vision. And the Eight of Cups would be you walking away from things that interrupt that vision or get in the way or cause problems or whatever the case may be. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this challenges, achievements card and the cycles and change card. So probably a big change that could lead to an achievement is coming in for you here. I definitely feel like you're noticing cycles, like you're paying attention to things that repeat or have repeated in your life. And I feel this is a good thing because, when we pay attention to things that repeat in our lives, we can end the cycle. Or there are some cycles that maybe we do want to repeat. If you make $1 million doing something, that would be a good cycle to repeat, obviously. So the Wheel of Fortune is all about that. The Wheel of Fortune is about the wheel is always spinning. Most people just let the wheel spin. And, I call it the washing machine of life because you're just getting tossed around all over the place. But when you take control and you double down on the good stuff, that's how you can repeat good cycles and, get rid of the cycles that are causing a problem. You have the Five of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Knight of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles says maybe you were left out in the cold. I do feel like it's interesting. The Magician is pointing towards the Wheel of Fortune. You have that Knight of Pentacles here. So as far as love is concerned, I feel like some of you have been thinking about opening back up to love, and maybe you're thinking also, is this cycle going to repeat? And the Five of Pentacles says, don't call attention to your weaknesses, focus on your strengths. You also have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is a card of fortitude, a card of strength. So I feel that this is saying, it's not saying like don't worry about it, but I do feel, or don't pay attention to it, but I do feel like it's saying, well, you need to focus on your strengths. And I would also pay attention with the Wheel of Fortune to like what didn't work when you were in your last relationship and make sure to avoid it in this new one. Again, draw a line in the sand, have boundaries in new connections. If the person crosses the boundary or does something bad, then it's time to leave. So, I think it's time for you to take control. You have the Magician. I feel like the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune are like the most important cards in this reading right here. I feel like the Magician is saying that you have the vision as well. You know what you want to create. The Magician is a card of reinvention, and it is a card of change because he is reinventing himself. He has a snake right here, which is the Ouroboros, which represents reinvention. So you are becoming like a new person here, Cancer. And I feel like the Magician is saying you need to ground this new vision in reality. It's like the old version of you is maybe Five of Pentacles. It could be a person who gets left by people, or, maybe your old vision is that you get cheated on, or that, people always leave after a year, or whatever the case may be. And I feel like this new vision is one where you take control and you pay attention to the sign, symbols, synchronicities, and you kind of, you are the one that's making decisions. It's like if everybody leaves you after a year, there were probably a lot of sign, symbols, synchronicities, and things going on before that person left you, right? So, I believe that you can probably take control much sooner, and you can figure out, based off of your experience, you can figure it out based off of like what you have learned as well, whether a person is going to stay or whether they're going to leave. It's just that simple. You have the Knight of Pentacles. I definitely feel it's time to get moving towards something. The Knight of Pentacles is the only knight in the tarot that isn't moving, and I feel it's time for you to move towards something. It could be love with the Two of Cups, but the Two of Cups can just be you and your higher self, and so it could be something that your higher self is leading you towards. I would pay attention to your dreams, your daydreams, everything that you're thinking about. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, like work hard, play hard. I do feel like you need to balance out your energies with this reading. I would also say that The Two of Pentacles is like spinning plates, having a lot going on. And so if there's something you want, it might be time to set boundaries with yourself as well, and to make sure that you're not spending too much time doing things that are distracting you from accomplishing what you really want to be doing. It's like I'm sure you've all seen those. It's like I'm sure you've all seen those like business shows, or even like Kitchen Nightmares, for example. I think of, right, and like in all those TV shows, the owners that are failing, I can see it in every episode I've ever watched, which I haven't watched TV in a long time, but where the person will be doing things that are basically busy work, that are just not important and are not leading to success, and they do those busy work things to get to not do the stuff that actually works. And sometimes that's how I feel about the Two of Pentacles. It's like saying that you could be doing busy work, but are you doing important work? And that's what I would pay attention to with that card. With the Magician, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, love it. Damn. Really good reading. I feel like you could be attracting everything you want and desire. I mean, Ten of Pentacles is building, leaving a legacy. It's basically attracting everything you want and desire into your life. It doesn't mean that you're going to have everything you want and desire, but it is an energy of working towards it and trying your best to create it. As I always say, I don't think we ever truly get everything we want and desire in life. It's impossible. But I think that working towards that is a worthy goal. I think working towards accomplishing everything you want is a good thing to do, or at least try to do. And so I feel like there's a lot of good stuff here. This is also really good for love, for those of you that want it. Ten of Pentacles, again, is like the family, the whole 9 yards, everything you want. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Working hard. So you are getting to work, and I do feel a lot of you could be experiencing a positive change in your finances. Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is kind of like mastering a craft. So again, this kind of goes back to that message of having learned through the things that you've been through. The Eight of Pentacles, he's put a lot of work in to learn about what he's doing in life. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Trust and Magic card. You also have this card that says you are never alone. So I feel that you need to believe that you can have something. For some of you, I'm wondering, some of you might have your eye on a person that you think is like out of your league or whatever. And I feel this is saying like, no, you need to believe that you can have something that is difficult. Same thing in work or business or whatever else you're working on in your life. I feel like you need to believe in the impossible. Like there's an old cliche in like a lot of like success teachers and stuff. They talk about the 4-minute mile, right? Before the 4-minute mile, no one was able to run a 4-minute mile. But like after the first person ran a 4-minute mile, everybody could run a 4-minute mile because they made it possible. So I feel for a lot of you, this is saying that something is only impossible right now because you just haven't done it yet. And I feel that you need to believe in that Trust and Magic card, that you can create something. I'm not saying it's impossible, but maybe hard to do. You have the Ace of Swords, the Hangman, and the Wheel of Fortune. The Ace of Swords is a victory. I feel like this could be communication as well between you and a person with that Two of Cups. So if you're hoping to communicate with a person or whatever, then this could be communication. It doesn't even have to be for love. It's like maybe you're hoping to talk to your boss to get a raise or a promotion. And again, I think there will be a victory in you doing this if you do it, but you have to like open your mouth and actually go for it. I also feel this simple message. I kind of said this at the beginning of the reading. I get something here about like just keeping things super simple, not overcomplicating anything. I think the things that will work in work, business, love, money, spirituality, everything, they're going to be very simple, straightforward things that you can do. It's like nothing complicated. So I would just keep it simple. You have the Hangman. The Hangman, like I feel like you've been waiting for things for a long time. The Hangman has put himself in Hangman mode to gain enlightenment, to gain answers. And so I feel that this is saying it's time for you to I think you've gained answers, you've gained enlightenment about your life and where you're going. And now it's time for you to like take control of the wheel. It's time for you to take control of your destiny and make things happen. I really feel like you are destined for something great here, something that's going to make you very happy. But, at the same time, I feel the Wheel of Fortune is saying you have to take control. There's also a snake here. The snake can represent your vibrations or the energy that you give off. So I would make sure you give off the energy of the new Cancer, not the old one, so that you get the new stuff. Again, I also think you are kind of reinventing yourself with the snake twice on both of these cards. The snakes are guardians of portals, and the circle cards for me in tarot are portal cards. And snakes represent our fears. So to get through the portal, you have to face some sort of fear. And I kind of get that. Like I don't really ever talk about that on the Wheel of Fortune, but I kind of feel for you that there could be some sort of fear. And it's not like a fear. It's more that maybe you just have to educate yourself about something or learn more about something so that you are less fearful about the change. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Empress. I thought there was something else, but the Empress can represent a lot of abundance, happiness, joy, good things coming in for you. And also, simple, the Empress, all she has to do is wave her scepter over that wheat and it will grow. So again, keep things simple. I think that she doesn't have to really lift a finger basically to create abundance. And I'm not saying that things are going to be easy and that you don't have to work or anything like that, but I would keep things simple. With the Hangman, you have the Temperance card. It's like, what are you waiting for, Cancer? That's what I feel like saying. Temperance is like trying to create, really if we boil it down to like a very simple energy, the Temperance card is he's trying to perfect his situation before he gets off on this path. He's trying to turn water into wine. But he could just simply get onto this path and get this crown that's behind him. He doesn't really need to, kind of like try to create a perfect situation, or he doesn't have to wait for the perfect moment to do something. I also do feel, though, that, there's 2 cups here and there's 2 cups here. So I do feel that, kind of like this is, if you are interested in love, I get the feeling that this is 2 people who have been kind of like, it's almost like work has been being done on both of you spiritually. And so this could be a very spiritual connection or like a very divinely guided connection as well. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the High Priestess. I would trust your intuition. I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune and the High Priestess that you need to look into mysteries as well. And that's what you could be fearful of, is like maybe you have an idea to get into a relationship or start a business or whatever you want to do, and you just don't have all the answers. And the High Priestess says, well, no one has all the answers, but you need to like research the things that you're interested in doing with your life right now and learn as much as you can so then you can remove the fear. Again, I think the easiest way to get rid of fear is education. Most of the things we're afraid of, it's just because we just don't know what's going to happen. So I feel that, if nothing else, I would just learn about what you are fearing or what you're afraid is on the other side of something, and I think that will get rid of all the fear, and you'll move forward. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Odd Jobs card. It says, consider creating multiple streams of income. You have this Halt card. It says, there's no money coming in or coming in very slowly. Again, coming up in the good stuff. So I feel that maybe money has been a little tight, but now it looks like you're doing things to improve your situation. And again, money in abundance looks really good in this reading in general. You have the 2 of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 7 of Swords. So again, 2 of Cups would represent new love coming in for you. I feel like this person is, different than your usual type. 2 of Cups is usually a person who is different than your usual type. You're definitely going to be attracted to the person, but maybe they're just different. I also feel like the word I'm getting here is sleeper. I feel like this person is a sleeper, not as in they sleep. I think that there's like a lot of things that you won't realize about this person until you start talking to them, until you get into the relationship with them. Just popping into my head as a person where it's like there's a lot more below the surface, like good stuff, and that kind of tells me intuitively that this is the type of person where it's like I think they just don't talk about their self. I think they don't. It's like they don't say things, I think this is the type of person where they really let their results speak for themselves. And so, again, you could be talking to a person. Maybe you're like, okay, this person is okay and blah, blah, blah. But it's like as you get to know them, I think that there's a lot of favorable things going on behind the scenes that you just don't see yet. So, again, I think this could be a really good person for you. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Very focused on your resources and very focused on increasing your resources, which quite simply I think you're doing simply. You have the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but again, coming up in the good stuff. It can represent tactics, so it can represent doing things in your life in a different way. I think everybody needs to do this right now. We have, Pluto moving into Aquarius in November, and I've been saying for 2 years now, at least, that I think everybody needs to look for other ways of doing things. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, is there a better way to do it? And you can't discover that until you do research. So I would, be a research maniac over the next many years, because doing a little bit of research will go a long way. And I would just look for better ways of doing everything. With the 2 of Cups, you have the 5 of Cups, coming up in the good stuff again, and there's 2 cups behind him. So I feel a lot of you could be getting over something. Like you could be getting over this and finding something much better. Probably the month of July. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Wands. Again, drawing a line in the sand, putting up boundaries. I would have boundaries with your finances as well. It's like maybe you want to start budgeting or something like that, just so you don't waste all your money, right? With the Seven of Swords, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I would be careful. Coming up with the good stuff, but I would still be careful with that energy of a past person. This could kind of represent a past person coming into your life who's like trying to mess things up as they see you getting into something with a new person. I would put up boundaries. You have this camel. It says, persevere and you will overcome a problem. Yep, the whole entire reading basically says you're pushing through things, so that makes sense. You have this dolphin. It says financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. So we see amazing financial gain in the whole entire reading. Looks amazing. You have this career card. A lot of you, I feel, are making changes in your career to improve your finances. Some of you could be starting an odd job. You have that odd jobs card, so you could be doing something on the side or a side hustle, which I think would be a great idea. You have this horseshoe. It says good luck on it. So there you go. I think there could be a lot of luck here. You have this tankard. It says celebration, fun, and enjoyment, which I think all water signs, Two of Pentacles, need to kind of balance out work and play. But this looks really good here, Cancer. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.